All right, everybody, we are live right here. Ecom Tom and Jason coming at you guys. I think we did one, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We're trying to get more across here. It's the Memorial Day weekend. Be sure to smash that like button. Be sure to ask any questions that you've ever had or that you have during this live. And also, let's get this out to as many people as we possibly can. So before we get into it, it's just, us going to be answering questions. We do have some things to show you, but we do want to mention that we are running a Memorial Day weekend sale, even though I'm not even in the States to celebrate Memorial Day weekend. We are running a sale on all of our courses, correct, Jason?
Yep, 40% off all of our courses at the moment.
Everything. We just dropped the brand new Facebook Marketplace Dropshipping 2.0, which had 31 extra videos, bringing it up to over 100 videos total, and I don't know how many hours, enough, 15 maybe.
16 now.
16 altogether of hours on that training. So if you've been interested or if you want to get in on any of them, this is the time to do so. It's going to be 40% off until what, Monday or tomorrow?
Monday at midnight it's going to go off. So
okay.
Take advantage now while you can, and you'll be glad you did. But today I hope we're going to get to talk a little bit more about wholesale dropshipping and kind of our new eBay wholesale dropshipping endeavor. I know it's something that we've kind of cycled in and out of phases of talking about, and really it's something we haven't gone too much in depth on. I know I used to a lot on my channel, but I think this is one of the times that people have been asking a lot more about it because people are trying to diversify, and there's really not that much information about it. So we've been running quite the experiment since I'd say March or April.
It was end of February is when we started applying for things and getting the business stuff. I'd say it was March something is when the first couple items got up, but it's been a slower process, and we're trying to make sure that there's a solid just base, that we're not just throwing a bunch of items up and then getting in trouble for something, or we don't have systems in place or anything like that. So I just kind of wanted to show you the success where we're at right now. So I'm going to share my screen. Wait, no, I pressed the wrong button. I'm going to share my screen.
And to that point as well, like we initially set out to try to hit $30,000 in sales in the first 2 months, and obviously we didn't hit that goal. As you can see right here, we're actually sitting around 90 days 24.4, 31 days 18.2, which yes. I mean, it's pretty good. Like, it's not exactly the goal that we wanted, but there's been a lot of processes that we put into place to get this basically fully automated, and there's a lot to it.
I do think, now that I think about it, we did make our first sale on like March 22nd or March, something like that. So it's been like 2 months and like a week of selling. But like we said, we applied for a bunch of stuff on February. In the end of February, we opened up new LLC, applied to all these new wholesalers, got accepted by 3 out of the 4 out of the 5. And that's where we've been at. So far, our highest day is like 2,076. We've had another one, 1,250. 1,400. This one was almost 1,000. Today seems like it's gonna be pretty good, and we've just been trying to list as many items up as possible. We do have a good amount of items listed, but about half of them are out of stock because I listed up a bunch of items that I just thought we had unlimited listing limits for a bit, and then I realized that we didn't really. So then I listed up a bunch of items by accident that were all out of stock, and now we take them down to have more room for other listings.
But if you look at this chart, and also if you look at our listing impressions, everything's looking pretty steady. It's looking really good projected out for next month. And as we add more listings to one of the wholesale suppliers that we had for a bit, they were selling like hotcakes. We got some listings that were prohibited. Basically, eBay said we couldn't list those products, took them down. Now we put in a different process to weed out the ones that aren't allowed, and I think once we put those back up, it's going to just skyrocket. So I'm looking forward into the next couple months here, and also the fact that we've got so much of this automated. We only have to check it a couple minutes a day really at this point, so it's great.
All the orders are automated except for one supplier, which is hopefully will happen next week. Pretty much all the updating, obviously things slip through the cracks, or we find this issue or this setting was set up wrong where it only affected like 3 items or something like that. But somehow every time you have an issue, those items are what sells. So you have to fix those issues. And like I've said, it's been 2 months. We're probably, with the amount of items we have right now, we'll hit 20,000 in the last 31 days. And then when we list up our next batch, we'll probably get in the 30,000s, I would say, close to there. And then we have to, start listing a bunch more. And we already have like a couple batches of items ready.
Yeah, and we have some wholesale suppliers on the back burner too, so kind of cycle them in and see if they sell well. So there's a lot of promise for sure.
Yeah, so this is just a little bit of a spreadsheet we created. Again, we've created all these spreadsheets to be pretty much automated, and there's, they're pretty complex. Like we said, we wanted to put in as much work as possible on this, and as much upfront groundwork as we can to set a solid foundation. So, we've got 24,000 in total revenue, and then about 10% profit is where we're at, 9.9%. This doesn't account for the software fees that we have, but we did have some software for free for a bit, and now we're going to start getting charged for the actual, real meat and potato software we're using, but it allowed us to set up a solid foundation to be able to cover the expenses of it and move forward from there.
Yeah, and one of the big parts about this, Tom, if you scroll over all the way to the right, we have fill rate, cancellation rate, and average order value. And the fill rate is really important. What the fill rate is the amount of orders that come in versus how many your supplier actually fulfills. So right now we're sitting around 98.1%. You want to have it as close to 100% as possible. In a perfect world, you'd get up to 100%. But with these wholesale suppliers that we're using, they're getting the products out and they're not canceling on us because we have our software set up right, but also they're very reliable. They have multiple warehouses and they're getting the products out really fast because they have orders. They have such massive operations going on with multiple warehouses. So the products are getting, sold next day, pretty much they're getting shipped out. And it's really great because we have perfect feedback. We're getting the products out there, a lot less returns, a lot less cancellations, a lot less headaches, to be honest.
Honestly, barely any, I stopped sharing, barely any customer service too, because what we're selling is more boat parts and things like that we've talked about in the past. But that leads to, from what I've seen, it's just a bunch of like dads buying things for their boat and other stuff like that. So it's kind of led to us having very little customer service besides just people asking for returns, which we can do very quickly. And pretty much nobody's really been an issue. And it's been 400 plus orders or something like that. And, with the ability of our suppliers to get things out so quickly, we have Top Rated Plus on eBay, which allows you to get a little badge next to your name. You obviously get an SEO boost for that, and you actually get less just final value fees. So you save an extra % there, which then allows you to either, one, lower your price more to get the same profit, or two, keep your price where it is and get more profit. We prefer to be more competitive, so we have profits on the lower end, but like we said, we averaged 9.9, and that's mainly because people will buy things, or we incentivize people to buy 2 or 3 volume price discounts, which then even when they buy that, usually we end up making higher profits. Like there was one today, somebody bought 5 in one order. It's like $200 or $100 and something order, and I can guarantee you that would be like a 20-something% margin. And we had one of a similar item last week that the person bought 4, and it ended up being like a 35% margin. So those bigger margins help balance out the smaller margins. And like we said, the average is 9.9. So pretty much
9.9, yeah.
And I think as we diversify into other suppliers, it will probably get higher because we're using some pretty common ones right now. So,
yeah,
that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else to say?
One of the parts that you were talking about, us wanting to be more competitive, I also think is just getting this store off the ground. Again, for anybody who's just tuning in now, this is a new venture, a new joint venture that Tom and I took over. These are not our main businesses by any means. And it was kind of like this side project. Let's see if we can turn this into something using this model, eBay wholesale dropshipping, using these suppliers. Let's try to get this as automated as possible. And if this becomes too much of a headache, let's just close up shop. And that was on the table right from the start. And that's made it so that it hasn't been a huge burden on us, and it's growing steadily. And it's a cool kind of side project, but it's also going to end up, I think, becoming a pretty damn good income eventually.
Look, we can hit 20,000 in sales. If we can get that up to even 100,000, you see people using the same suppliers, obviously, that have much more. And they're doing 100 plus. And then you do 100,000 on eBay, you could do 100 and something thousand on Amazon, you could do 100 plus or around there on Walmart as well. It's like 300,000 a month. I remember when I first got started with Amazon on eBay, I had one store doing like 135,000. It's not unmanageable. It does get messy if you don't have anything set up properly. like back in the day, but
Yeah.
you know, it is manageable. And at that point in time, if you're doing 300,000 a month, which, you know, is a lot, I'm not going to say that we'd even hit that within the year 2021, maybe possibly into 2022. At that point in time, you know, you're making $30,000 profit a month. That's pretty damn good with expense. Even if you're hitting $20,000 profit a month on that, like, and it's pretty much all automated and you can get people to do all the rest of it for you. Cause we've been doing this on our own. And even at this point in time, I'm like, oh my God, like one order or something we have to do by hand. Like, this is rough.
That's because we're also spoiled. But my take home for anybody who's watching who's a beginner, especially though, is you hear so much about Shopify dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, Walmart, you know, Facebook, all the next new platforms of the shiny object. And eBay has kind of been not as talked about, especially eBay wholesale dropshipping, doing it the right way, the correct way in the terms of in their dropshipping agreement, right? In their dropshipping policy. So if you guys look at eBay and say, all right, I can devote a couple hours a day as a side hustle and try to get proof of concept and then scale from there. Like, you don't have to get it to a huge point right away. If you can just get in and start making sales and get proof of concept, it's still there. The proof is in the pudding. And I just want to make sure that people who are getting into dropshipping for the first time still see this as an avenue, an opportunity to make money. Because I feel like people in the dropshipping space have kind of like stopped talking about eBay. And I don't know why, because it's still very lucrative and there's still a lot of customers, still a lot of transactions, and a ton of money to be made.
Yeah. I mean, and it's what I would say is probably one of the most consistent platforms out there. You know, you're not going to guarantee yourself the most sales, but you will guarantee yourself the fact that, like, you can still call somebody and talk to a real human being, and you can still, you know, predict that they're probably not going to shut down and steal your money or something like Amazon's been known to do sometimes, or where Facebook will just ban you out of nowhere. Like, every platform has their issues, and I'd say eBay's is more like lack of people shopping on it compared to other bigger platforms. But, you know, there's also some great benefits to it that that can't be overlooked. And it's definitely like the playground, I would say, of just, you know, I'm going to try a new supplier. I'm going to try this. As long as you don't do anything too fast. Like, you know, we did upload a bunch of items that we started getting some of them taken down the other day. And like, that was definitely like maybe a few too many items, but like, you know, you never really realize until that happens, but make sure it's not that big of an issue. And then you can recalculate, recalibrate, and go from there. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Be sure to smash the like button. Like I said, we're going to go through all of the questions right now. And I know that there was some beforehand by Big Chungus, and I only remember because he has the funniest name ever.
I saw Noah was on here, a bunch of students.
But Big Chungus asked a question, but then it disappeared. But he said he was going to be on a flight. I'm sorry. I just want to address that. I don't remember what they were, but I forget. So we got Rick McCarthy says, "What's up, y'all?" And then he asked, "By the way, I messaged Z-Drop today, and they are working on a solution to post to the store instead of personal marketplace. Currently unable." So I knew that they did dropship onto shops, but like I think you're saying is that there's an issue with it. So I have no idea. I haven't tried that in a bit. And you know, they have Poshmark. What is it? Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy. Is it Mercari? I know Poshmark, Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Shops. I don't know if it's Mercari. I forget. But Z-Drop does a lot. I think that they're really, like, I've been talking with the owners from Israel, and he has terrible English, but they have some liaison lady I've been talking to who speaks perfect English, and she's much easier to communicate with. She's been telling me that they have a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline. So I'm excited because they seem to be adding a lot of stuff very quickly, and it's so cheap and it's such an effective software for what it is that, I mean, there's really no reason not to use that program.
If you guys are Facebook Marketplace dropshipping, look into Z-Drop. It's definitely a lifesaver. We updated in our 2.0 version, and like, honestly, after really digging into how many features they have, it's a no-brainer. It's so cheap too.
So many. You don't even have to use them all. Like, it's really all about listing, and then their messaging templates are great. But besides that, they do have a lot of other updates, a lot of different things there that, you know, maybe you might say, hey, that's just like too many little things. And I think that, honestly, I don't use half of the stuff that they offer, but the fact that they keep putting in consistent updates is at least promising, you know, because they want to make a large difference in the space, and they're willing to do it. So hi, Tom. I live in Ireland and dropship off Amazon. Is there a solution for US tracking numbers for buyers? I don't really understand what that question means. You're talking about like Amazon logistics numbers? Are you drop shipping to people in Ireland? Are you drop shipping from Ireland to people in the US? From the US to Ireland? I have no idea. I'm unsure about.
Dusty, clarify that one because that's a little bit weird.
He said something else. I know Amazon has personal tracking system, but no tracking numbers for couriers for buyers. If you get me, no, I don't get you, Dusty. I really don't.
DJ Dusty, we're giving you a shout out.
Yeah, DJ Dusty. Hi, Tom. I'm from Canada. I want to sell on Facebook Marketplace. Is there any possibility I can do that? How does the process go with LLC? And most important, how am I going to give Facebook proof of address? It's going to be, I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to do it. You're going to have to either pretend that you're in the United States somehow and if you have somebody, a friend in the United States, use their account or something like that. But until they really open up shipping either in your country, in Canada and other countries, or until they allow the ability to upload or use a business profile or a business page, which I've seen more people start talking about getting invited to use their business page on Marketplace. I've been talking about it for, I think, all of 2021 so far.
You're a wishful thinker.
I'm over being wishful for it. I have given up on it. I mean, once it shows up, it shows up. But I was so wishful at the beginning, but they've broken me down to the point where I'm like, if it happens, it happens. But until then, like, it's going to be hard to try to scheme that entire thing because you can't really use an EIN number. It's all really questionable. I have no idea. Until then, you're probably just going to have to try to facilitate the sales yourself using either PayPal or something like that and kind of go from there.
So next question from Mike D says, I have an LLC. Do I need to have an e-commerce website to have wholesale suppliers accept me? So that in an ideal world, you're going to want to have what we call a shell website, or basically just a Shopify, WordPress, WooCommerce site to showcase your products in the given niche that you are applying for a wholesale supplier. Is it mandatory? Not necessarily, but you're going to increase your odds of getting accepted by like a lot. And you know, it's not going to take a ton of time. I should actually show how to do it for free using a program on my YouTube channel. I go way more in depth in the course, but it's, you know, you can really throw up a website in the matter of a couple hours, maybe less, if you have any experience with drag and drop, kind of, you know, just drag and drop front end development. You could definitely get something up there, but it's going to increase your likelihood of getting accepted by a wholesale supplier. And the other thing too is if the wholesale supplier doesn't go to that level of checking your reference site, then they're probably not a great wholesale supplier to be using because they just accept everybody who comes by. And at that point, you're going to be competing with a lot more people. So you probably want to have a wholesale supplier that goes through the due diligence to make sure that you are selling products related to the niche that they're selling in. That's my answer.
That's definitely very true. But the website doesn't have to be something like absolutely fancy. Like I've gotten approved for a lot of BS, or a lot of websites with a complete BS website.
They don't go deep. They don't go digging deep. They're not going to be adding products to the cart. They're not going to be going into your About Us page probably, or your blog page, right? So if you just spend a little time making a homepage, a landing page look decent, showcasing some products, dummy products, you don't have to own the products, obviously, and you should be all set. You know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you'll be good. Where were we? Hey, Tom, what's your thoughts on Web Scraper app? On Web Scraper app, Velo Crawler tool. I used to source items. Have you used it much? I used it like 2 years ago, I think. I haven't used it for a while. It was pretty buggy. I don't know. Like it's something that I haven't tested out for a long time. It was pretty buggy when I was trying to use it. And I just think it's easier to source items either by hand or by using a scraping software like an AMZ Scout or something like that, and doing it yourself, honestly, or having a VA do it. One thing you'll realize is that people that drop ship retail onto, you know, Amazon, they tend to like to use the same suppliers. So once you find something that's drop shipping, just like literally tear apart their store, and you should be pretty good. Like it's all I've ever done, and it works very well.
I don't know what Velo Crawler is. What's that?
It was like a reverse. image crawler. Like, I don't think it was set up the right way. Like, they would have it that you could go on to, like, say Home Depot, get like a category of items, say like, oh, this is power tools, and then put that URL into Velo Crawler, would look through all the items there and try to find matches on Amazon, which I think is completely stupid, because you could just take the website, the link from Amazon, and then try to find matches. Like, what is it, OA X-ray, where, you know, you go on and it finds matches from like 72,000 different retailers that they have connected in there. I think that's the way to do it, but they did it the other way, which I don't think is the best way. And I just remember to always find like items that weren't that great. So to me, I tested it out. I think it was in like the beta group. I just haven't used it since. But I don't know. There could have been updates. There could have been changes. Literally no clue.
I mean, tactical arbitrage is kind of like that too.
Pretty much the same thing, but it's tactical arbitrage is like very advanced and very built for that. So,
and Scan Unlimited too. I mean, there's so many out there.
Yeah. All right. Hi, Tom. I'm almost done with requirements to get out of eBay jail. The only thing I need to do is sell 24 more items. Is it possible to get friends, or don't do that? No, please don't do that. That's just a bad idea altogether. Having people buy your items that are friends and family, like, I do not suggest that.
You're going to get 24 people to do it too?
Without getting in trouble from some sort of algorithm, I want to start posting those high dollar, not like, honestly, just it's 24 sales. Just wait it out and do it. And don't try to scheme it. They know more about you than you know about you, most of these programs, and it's scary, and I wouldn't try to scheme them. Let's be honest. It's just not worthwhile.
Right. Tom, is there a good wholesale supplier that we can use for Facebook Marketplace? I'll answer this one. I mean, the wholesale suppliers that you can use for Amazon, for eBay, for probably Walmart, although I don't sell on Walmart, for Facebook Marketplace, they're all going to be pretty much universal, unless there's one platform that allows you to sell one product that the other doesn't. I mean, there's really the categories of restricted products on all those platforms are pretty much the same. So yeah, you could just use the same wholesale suppliers for multiple platforms. It's not like specific. I know certain products do tend to sell a lot better on Facebook versus other products, but you know, at that point, just look into whatever niche that you tend to do well in on Facebook Marketplace. And there's probably 3 to 5 wholesale suppliers for every single niche that you could think of in the US.
Yeah, the only other thing to say about that is some suppliers do care about where you sell their items. Like, some are, oh, we don't allow marketplaces, only on like your own website or something like that. But I mean, first off, I don't think any supplier is checking Facebook Marketplace. I don't think Facebook Marketplace has anything put in place of if an item is allowed to be shipped and sold or not, or anything like that. Or like, you know, how they have the Vero program on eBay and stuff like that. I don't think Marketplace has anything like that, where they have any way for people to report you or really anything. But just keep that in mind moving forward. John says we're beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you for your courses. You're welcome. I appreciate the compliment. What about Facebook Marketplace? I have 0 views on new listings and I have no sales. I have tried everything. New listing, better description, stock photos. Can you give us some information? Honestly, I mean, it ebbs and it flows, but if you have 0 views on everything, clearly like they have issues going on. They say they try to fix it. One way that people say is literally deleting every single listing. Another thing I've seen people say that they do is don't use the same images. Don't use stock photos. Like, that's one issue, but don't use, if you have an item, and I've seen a lot of people saying this recently, that they've had items that they, you know, they've sold, they can't renew it anymore. So they just try to relist it and they use the same image. And one person was saying not to use that, whether it's stock photo or not stock photo, because of the fact that it could be like put in a database somewhere that they know that that image has been used before. Really, like, Facebook doesn't give much of an answer. I haven't had that issue, like 0 views completely. I've had items that clearly have very low views right off the bat, but others that do get good amounts of views. So, I mean, it's really all about it. It's at this point in time, it's all like back when eBay started banning people and everybody had, or like flagging accounts, and everybody had their own little like thoughts as to why they think it happens, and it ends up being like folklore more than anything else. I feel like that's kind of what's happening right now with Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, if you have the opportunity for the product that you're selling to use a review image or to use an image of the product that you find on, like, let's say a Shopify website. Try to go for like a lifestyle or in action photo of the product. Or some people are even buying, if it's a cheap product, buying the product themselves, taking the picture and then sending it back in. Although that's abusing return policies on everybody's website, people are doing it. And the other thing you can try to do is also do some manipulation of the stock images. So if you have just a white background, you can add layers or textures behind the image, do it in Canva, Photoshop, whatever, or you can rotate pictures. So if you have an object, let's say you have, what do I have right here? Let's say you have, I'm just using my phone as an example. The stock image has it at this angle. You can actually rotate it to be like this. And we believe is that throws off the algorithm, the image detecting algorithms enough that it doesn't have an exact match of the original stock image.
Just was that the Google Pixel or the J7 you just held up?
This is the Google Pixel. The J7's lost somewhere in the Grand Canyon.
I forgot about that. I finally started trying to make the switch over to my new cell phone that I've had for 6 months. And it's been a long process, but I'm almost there. It's almost my full-time cell phone now.
You still have the iPhone 10 or whatever?
Yeah, I got the 10 and the 11 Pro. I've been rocking 2 phones for a bit now.
There you go.
Trying to move everything to the 11 Pro, but yeah, I'm just hooked up on it. But I just found out that Verizon charges you $10 a day for being outside of the country if it's not Mexico or Canada. It's $5 Mexico or Canada. So I'm going to rack up like a $400 cell phone bill this month.
It's a day per day?
Yeah.
That's wild. Like how many days have you been in? How many days have you been outside of Mexico?
Like almost a month.
Oh wow!
I have to get like a Costa Rican phone number. So if you see a +506 number come across your phone, that's me. I'm gonna have to go to like the convenience store or something.
Oh man,
it's just so many little hassles.
That's rough. You're gonna have to get one of those pay. Yeah. You're definitely gonna have to get a cheap phone.
I don't know, but will there be a wholesale marketplace course? I mean, if we do add it in, which I do think we will, it'll probably just be to the original course as like an update. But we haven't thought about making it a separate course. I don't think that we will.
I don't think there's enough strategy difference, you know?
No.
Like, I'm not going to go through the entire process of finding wholesale suppliers. I would probably update it with wholesale suppliers that we know that are tried and true and are vetted, right? And just update it with a suppliers list and say, if you want to go get a wholesale supplier, here's a list of them. But, you know, I'm not going to do a whole course on it. Doesn't make sense.
Something like that. So Gabriel says, hello, Tom. How's it going? Didn't even say hi to Jason. It's pretty messed up.
I haven't gotten any love yet.
Ronald says, how many items are listed on the new eBay wholesale store? I'll say it's more than 5,000, but I can tell you more than half of them are out of stock. So I did a video back in I think last year where we used pretty much similar suppliers. Now we have more. And I think the store had like 3,000 items up and like 2,500 of them were in stock. Doing like $10,000 something a month in sales, like the first month. It was pretty similar to what we're doing now, except we have more items, but much more out of stock because of me. And it's pretty much around the same thing, but we've sold, and we only have any items above like $500 we've put out of stock just because we want to be able to list more at the moment. So we can't make those like big one-off sales of like $1,000 item or something, which does happen.
When we get our increase, we'll do that for sure.
Yeah, we've been hesitant on trying to ask for a listing limits increase because the account's new and it's not selling as much compared to how many items are listed, because we need to delete like thousands of them. And then at that point in time, we'll probably ask for the increase. We'll switch it to a anchor store eventually, because premium stores right now allow you to list up to 10,000 items. And then we'll probably switch it to an anchor store. And then once we get the limits raised or a good limit raised, then we're gonna full send it and try to
full send it.
Try to become the big bosses in this world. So that's that. Jameson Griffith says, hey, Tom and Jason, smash that like button, everybody. Get this video out to people. Thank you very much. Jameson has not missed one.
That man is loyal. He is so damn loyal.
Thank you for showing up. We got Brian Wicken here. Hey, guys, how's it going? Tiffany Hayes, how's it going, Tiffany? Thanks for showing up. Is there any risk of taking a lawsuit or canceling a copyright account when exporting images from Alibaba/Amazon to Facebook? I mean,
I'm not here to tell you what's legal or not in as far as copyright goes, but I would say as far as the risk of that, it's pretty damn low. Let's be honest.
It's going to be low. I'm not here to say there's no chance that it could happen. I remember it was like 2018 or something, or early 20 something, 18 maybe 19. I don't know. Well, like there was like people that got some copyright thing from a couple brands on eBay, and they were all afraid. But I highly doubt any of it.
Didn't a popular YouTuber also get that threatened like cease and desist, and then he like settled?
Yeah, I do remember him saying that. He actually just launched a video recently. He's changing his YouTube channel and starting to list more or something. I don't know.
Oh man, he's been out of the game for too long. He's got to dust himself off.
Yeah, it's rough. It's hard to do. I'm going to tell you that. But yeah, I highly doubt it. But you know, I can't say that there's wild things out there.
I'm not here to give you legal advice.
Yeah.
I'll just speak on my own self. I've done it and not gotten in trouble.
Yeah. Amazon individual worth it. I'm assuming you mean like the individual account on Amazon, like as a seller. What is that called? There's the professional, pay $40 for
personal and professional
account. Well, I don't know what Amazon individual means.
I think he means Amazon personal.
Oh. Do you recommend ads on Amazon? I still don't know what this means. /eBay. I don't know what you're saying. Running ads on Amazon, you can do it, or promoting your listings or sponsoring your listings. You can do it. I've done it more for when I was doing some FBA items. And I'm just going to answer it the way that I think this question should be answered, but I have literally no idea. You know, you can sponsor your listings on Amazon. It's more for FBA, but I've seen people do it with dropshipping, and it does definitely work to a degree. On eBay, we promote everything pretty much, and because why not? And you only pay once it sells, and I think that you should be doing that. So, I mean, that's that.
What was your net profit last month for eBay wholesale? The net was, I believe, 10%. We're pulling in around 10%, which was 2,000 something. It's close to 2,000.
Yeah. So new. It's really just building a base and a foundation, and then kind of going that way.
A lot of it's been proof of concept so far, which is really, really important for running any business, to be honest with you.
We literally, wow, I answered this question without even knowing it. Dan Zemlich says, is your goal to maximize the anchor store and get to 25,000 active listings? Yeah. So biggest issue with it is like, that still counts for active or, you know, out of stock items. That's what we've kind of been having to deal with, where I listed up a good chunk of out of stock items, and now we've been dealing with trying to delete all of them, and there's really no good way to do it. You know, and we're kind of, what would I say? Are very just nitpicky on things, or very precise on a lot of stuff. So
detail oriented.
Yeah. So it's kind of been a little bit longer of a process than need be, but yes, we do plan on that. Like we said, I want to get it up to like probably 35,000 in sales, which I think we can do, to 40,000 with what we have now, and then start asking for increases, and then kind of start trying to send it to the moon. Because I think at that point in time, if we rock the 10%, around 10%, you're doing 35,000 to 40,000. You know, that's good amount of profit minus like the software expenses, and then you can upgrade to the anchor store and then kind of go for it.
eBay wholesale to the moon.
Yeah, of course. It's like all the coins, Dogecoin and everything else. Dude, I'm down hard on Dogecoin.
You actually invested in Dogecoin?
Yeah, dude, I was drunk and I bought like a good amount.
Oh God.
What else am I doing?
I don't know, real estate, silver, gold, blue chip
I haven't been in the
stocks.
United States for 4 months, bro. It's like some of that stuff's Dogecoin.
I mean, at this point, you're just committing to never coming back then.
I mean, I'm going to have to, I think, eventually.
Eventually.
Scared. I'm honestly scared to touch U.S. soil at this point. Is it also for Canada market? I don't know what you're talking about. There's Canada eBay, there's Canada Amazon, there's Canada Facebook. There's a lot of stuff for Canada. Canada lockdowns. There's a lot of stuff going on in Canada right now. Ecom Tom, is there any risk of taking? Okay, we answered that one. I thought Jason's shirt. Oh, how's it going, Noah? I thought Jason's shirt was some new official Dropshipping University merch. Putting the idea out there. Honestly, not a bad.
Bro, I got this shirt for $5, I believe, at a thrift store. So
really, that's
yeah,
a good
$5, buddy.
I got this at H&M in Mexico. I'd have never been in H&M in my life.
I refuse to buy anything as far as clothing or cars or any of that stuff. I refuse to buy any luxury goods. It's such a waste of money. Huge waste. And plus, somebody in the comments already said, Jay Walter said douche vibes. So we're already giving off the douchebag vibes. So if we were to buy anything that's luxury, then that would just be over the top. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm paying $27 a day for this Airbnb I'm in right now. I've been living. How do you scale from $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month in eBay revenue with retail? I mean, it's really all about listing more items. It's pretty much the equation of how to make more sales. Clearly, you need to make sure that they're good items. If you just list anything, it's not going to work very well. But it's all about just getting more items up. And that's really the difference between going from something that most people can achieve. I would say $10,000 a month in sales might sound like a lot, but it's not that challenging as long as you have some base knowledge of what's going on. And at that point in time, it's really more about you setting the right systems in place, hiring somebody most likely, or really just doubling down your listing and making sure that all your systems are well put together. And at that point in time, that's when you're going to really be making more sales. Because I'd say $50,000 a month on eBay in revenue, if you're at 10% or whatever, that's going to be pretty decent profit. Where if you're doing $10,000 a month, it's a great start in sales, but that's not going to be after software or anything else. It's not going to be the biggest amount of profit. You want to start getting into the $20, $25, $30, $40,000 range. And it's just about getting more items up, making sure those items are, worthwhile. And then kind of going from there.
For sure.
But, where are we? What's going on with Facebook? No sales in forever. I mean, it ebbs and flows. Some people are killing it right now. I've talked to some students who are absolutely killing it, and they're not pulling in the outrageous profits that they were pulling in October, November, but it's still enough that they don't have to work a full-time job. I mean, you have to expect that. I think a lot of people are the early adopters to this started in June of last year. I remember I think I made first sale on Facebook Marketplace in August or maybe even July, because I remember I made a video on it in August. So you have to realize the people that have been at it for a while, it's been almost a year now. There's a good amount of people getting onto it. So, obviously the profits aren't going to be as wild as they once were, but think about something like Amazon where there's tons of people still selling on it. Yes, the profits are lower, but you can still get good profits across the board on Amazon, eBay. Really depends. Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected.
Tom is glowing like he's radioactive.
Thank you very much, Ecom Tomcat.
That's because Tom doesn't use a ring light.
Well, dude, it hurts my eyes, and it's right in front of me right now. This is acceptable video quality.
Everybody sees the light, I think, coming off the top of your head, though, that little studio thing or whatever.
I don't get to pick my lights.
Is that a recessed light?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There's a loft, too. I know. I want to know more about eBay wholesale. I'm kind of over Facebook. I mean, we got a bunch of YouTube videos, or at least my channel does as well. Jason's channel does. Even Noah, who is here, a couple comments above you, he talks about it a lot. Not eBay as much, more Amazon and stuff. But I mean, there's a lot of knowledge out there. It's just that it's definitely less. It's more in depth.
If in order to get the grasp of the basics, you can definitely find that information on YouTube, primarily my channel, Tom's channel, Noah's channel, right? But outside of that, it's going to be all experience and then very specific strategies to the suppliers that you're using. Like supplier A is vastly different from supplier B. Therefore, all your processes are going to be different behind the scenes. So it's a lot that you have to kind of learn by doing. And it's more in depth. But the thing that's more in depth about it is kind of the application process. Once you get your first application approved, it's like riding a bike. You can just keep doing it over and over, and you figure out how it works, why they accept you, why they don't accept you, how to understand, their pricing structures, how to talk to them on the phone, what their returns are like. Once you get it, it's pretty good. But the best part about it is because the barrier to entry is perceived to be much higher, which in all actuality, it's not that much different than retail dropshipping, in my opinion. Since the perceived barrier to entry is so much higher, there's a lot less competition. Therefore, you can make much better profit margins.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, so moving on. Jay Walter says the one that says douche vibes, but also the audacity to ask questions. So I'm not going to answer any of them. It's disrespectful. Why would you guys review my website? If this is like a website to be a shell website, then we could if you sent it somewhere, but like maybe on the next live. But if it's like you trying to make a Shopify website, it's not really our cup of tea or what, my user base or following base really kind of focuses on. So that's kind of,
it's a 21 plus website.
Oh, is it?
I'm just busting your balls.
Like,
you never know when somebody's going to drop a link in the comments and you're going to click it by accident.
Yeah, I know, right? That is true. Suspended from eBay, but not heartbroken. LL. Now it's Facebook Marketplace. I mean, if I were you, I'd look into why you think that happened, because eBay, for the most part, I've seen a lot of people get their accounts back on eBay even more recently. I think our eBay suspension guy actually now has somebody that may or may not, I don't have any confirmation here, work inside of, he's got an insider. So I think that might help out with some people that I've seen get suspended. But, just try to appeal. If it was a suspension right off the bat, it says I'm listed to, okay, well, I don't know. But if it was right off the bat, then just try to call them and see what was wrong. We got Eric in here. How's it going, Eric? Long time no talk, although I think we did message a couple days ago, but hope all is well. Should we worry about eBay? Worry that eBay is doing away with the adult toy industry? Is that true?
I didn't know that.
What's next in big changes for eBay for us to worry about?
They still have the category. I know it for a fact. Was there any update that
there was some update that I said that we should have looked at before this live, but then I couldn't find it and I forgot, and then Big Chungus's question disappeared. There was that, so I'm not 100% sure, but I did not hear that unless it's like brand new. What happened?
Tiffany, let us know in the comment section if you have more information about that, because that's news to us.
Is Z-Drop better than Marketplace ever? Well, you'll never know, Jake, because I'm not answering. What were the thoughts on using FBM Fox for product research for eBay and Facebook Marketplace? I haven't looked in FBM Fox. I've been content with Z-Drop, who the girl's in here right now, Rihanna. She said product research in 3 days. Stay tuned. She's the one I've been talking to about who works for Z-Drop or at Z-Drop or whatever you do, Rihanna. And I mean, I've been happy with them. I haven't really looked into FBM Fox or anything like that. So that's just kind of where I'm at like that. I mean, product research is not that hard for Facebook Marketplace, and we've had students and we've done well, and everybody's done well without any software really. As long as you just list the proper items, it's not the biggest deal here.
Okay, Tiffany said she just updated. She said adult toys are going away in June. I'm gonna look into that more after this live. Interesting.
I mean, I do think that there's probably websites that will come up just to be like adult toys, like marketplaces, and I think there are probably, like, it's really all about. I do think that in the future there's going to be much more niche marketplaces that show up as people get upset or frustrated with the Amazons or anything like that. Like, there's going to be much more niche marketplaces that show up that serve a specific purpose. I do think.
I'm not sure why they would get rid of that, because it's not like, I don't know. Things have moved more progressively. I feel like. Yeah, but they also had like it gated. It was like you had to accept some special terms of your age or whatever. So there was an age consent gate on it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. I'll do a little bit more research, but thanks for that.
So Henry asks, how can we sell on Facebook Marketplace from France? You'd have to sell on Facebook Marketplace in France, which I don't know if France has it. So that's up to you to find out. I listed a white linen off Walmart to Facebook, and it was a hot item for sure. There you go. A top, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, glad to hear that you're making sales on Facebook. There's clearly items that sell very well, and some that clearly don't. Are you using the buy box owner algorithm on SKU Grid? Would like to hear your thoughts on it? I've never used it. I tried to set it up for Amazon dropshipping in the past. It's a huge hassle, and for eBay, I've tried to get it set up again, and I've just never fully done it. I'm sure if you actually fully go through the process of trying to set it up, it will work. But I've done well without it, so you don't have to. If you're really into actually trying to get this to be the most perfect system ever for retail, then yes, you can. And it's definitely a little bit more advanced, but you can definitely do it. And I do think it will work. It's just all about is it really necessary? To a certain degree, I don't think it is. So, well, on Amazon, I think it's much more necessary, but on eBay, it would only work on probably 1/3 of your listings anyways, or 1/4 of your listings. So it's not the end all be all.
Do you think eBay's ever going to fully implement the buy box?
Maybe eventually, but
they just had such a it was such a half-assed effort.
They tried and then they gave up. Are you using inventory source to fully automate your operations? We're actually using FlexPoint for the new store that we just talked about at the beginning of this. And FlexPoint basically is inventory source big brother. It's the more, what do you say?
Enterprise level.
Yeah. The enterprise level. We got a lot more questions left, only 15 minutes. I should probably speed this up a bit. It's the enterprise level version. It's pretty expensive.
Half of them are from Jay Walter, and you're not going to answer any of his. So,
yeah, I just skipped one. Product research. Just got MC011 on my only big eBay account. Would you recommend anyone selling eBay accounts? I would recommend trying to get it back from MC011. And
I also wouldn't sell an account that just got suspended. That just doesn't seem.
No, you want to buy one.
Oh, okay. I interpreted that different.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you, but just type in Ilya Rosman on Facebook. He's our band guy, and he should be able to help you out. Ian Gibbs says, smash the like button, everybody. So we got 15 plus minutes left. We're going to answer all the questions. We got a good amount of questions, so we're going to have to answer them fast. Question, given that shipping is expensive, do you think wholesale dropshipping won't work for cheaper items with thin margin, will only work for higher ticket items? So one thing to think about is if somebody's going to buy that item in bulk and ship it out themselves, then you're not going to be able to wholesale dropship and really compete on it. But the thing with wholesale dropshipping is that some of these suppliers have 20,000 plus SKUs, and you're going to be good to go. But if somebody else is just drop shipping it and you're drop shipping it and you both have the same supplier, you're kind of both within the same parameter of rules there. So I don't know why it would be thin margin. The only reason why it'd be thin margin is if somebody bought it in bulk. And at that point in time, you'll never be able to compete with them usually. So it's really up to how you're listing your items or where you're getting your items from or anything like that. But a lot of wholesalers nowadays or wholesale dropshipping suppliers are doing constant price shipping across the board. I've seen it happen on more suppliers as we've been in this for a while. So it's everything is $7.95, or if you want to test other shipping things, you can, but you're always guaranteed at least a $7.95 or an $8.95 or something like that. Where at that point, it's much easier to do the math on it.
Yeah. Do your Facebook Marketplace expired listings get purged when shared with a customer? The link becomes unavailable.
I mean, I don't know what the second part's really about, what you're saying there, but yes, I mean, it depends. If it sells well, then you might as well relist it again. If it didn't sell well, or you think that there's a reason why it didn't sell well or didn't do well, you can make changes to it. But if not, then just get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's true for every platform, right? At a certain point, you want to prune the listings. We're about to go through and prune a whole bunch on eBay, mostly because they haven't been stocked in a while. But for other reasons, if you have a product and you want to keep your sell-through rate at a certain level, some people care more about sell-through rate than I personally do, then yeah, feel free to purge and optimize your store. You want most of your listings to be selling, definitely want to prune at that point. Purge, prune, same thing, right?
Yeah. I forgot where I am. Okay.
Can you give
more info on inventory source US Direct as far as starting out using them to get suppliers quickly? So we don't use US Direct with inventory source. Main reason being is because it's kind of like their directory type thing, and what the hell is it called? Aggregator type thing. And I mean, there are a couple suppliers that you can only use US Direct to get access to, which I think one is the Honest Green, and then another one is the Sportsman's Warehouse or Monteg or whatever the hell they're called. At that point, if you want to use them, you can, but it's going to be more expensive to use them instead of just using CWR or using whatever else that they've connected to. So we always like to connect straight into the supplier, mainly because of the fact that it gives you more versatility. But if you want to start off with a more easy solution, then yes, that is it. But you're going to do that at an expense, which will most likely guarantee you less sales, or will guarantee you less sales.
Yeah. Basically, they're a middleman. You want to cut out any middleman that you can.
Yeah, you're dealing directly with the supplier. And then another thing with the middleman thing is that's just adding way more extra work. You're already a middleman being a drop shipper from the supplier to your customer. Do you really want to be like a double middleman? Because then at that point in time, it adds an extra layer of complexity to it that more things could mess up, and you don't want that. Rick says you need website for a commerce account on Facebook. You do not need a website for a commerce account on Facebook. What's up, Jason and Tom? How's it going, Alex? Thanks for showing up. I feel Nicola's question. I don't remember what that was. Somebody's trying to advertise something with a phone number. We'll delete that one. We'll put you in timeout.
Noah says, any plans to ever do a meetup? I mean, we did just come out of a pandemic. That put things on the damper for a while. But I mean, we have floated the idea around in the past couple of years. I'm not opposed to it, but at the moment, with Tom being out of the country and me being in a pretty remote part of the country, it's not looking like it's going to happen in the next couple months here, but maybe eventually. I don't know. Where are you at with that, Tom?
What?
Floating the idea of ever doing a meetup.
I mean, I'm not against it, but it'd be out of the country probably. Somewhere in Mexico or something like that. I don't know. Are there wholesalers that have short shipping times, or is that just something that always going to be an issue? I mean, we literally have wholesale suppliers that ship out the item same day, and you're going to get it pretty damn quickly. So it's pretty much yes.
Every single wholesale supplier we're working with at the moment gets them out within 1 to 2 business days, usually within 1 day, many times within the same business day. So
yeah. If I get your course, will I learn drop shipping? Yes, that's pretty much the whole point of it. If you have any questions, send it. Oh, here's another one. Hi, does your course cover drop shipping from all platforms? No, we have pretty much a training for each different platform that we have. Right now, they're 40% off. We have 2 for eBay, one's retail, one's wholesale. We have Amazon, we have Facebook Marketplace.
And VA course too.
And a virtual assistant hiring and training course.
Hit Tom up on Instagram.
Message me on IG. I think it's down below in the description.
Jason and Tom, thank you, and stay safe and make a lot of money. Thank you. You as well, Annie. I appreciate that.
About to start wholesale eBay dropshipping after semi-automating Facebook Marketplace. Do you think it's okay to start bulk uploading items onto eBay? If not, what are your best practices regarding number of items per week? I think you'll be fine, but your biggest question will be, your biggest issue will be listing limits. And if you can't get those high, then, bulk uploading is only going to get you so far. At that point in time, you might want to not bulk upload, because then you can hand pick the best of the best and kind of go from there, which you could do with bulk uploading, but it's just easier to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and kind of see what sticks with bulk uploading. Does Nicola speak Serbian? Great question.
Let's go. Randy says, what up, Tom? Been dropshipping on Facebook since January. Awesome side hustle for me. Thanks for the inspiration. Awesome. That's good to see. People are still doing very well with it. And thank you for that, Randy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Any product ideas on what to sell right now? Sell what's selling very well. We're moving into the summertime. Things related to outdoor stuff will most likely do very well. I've been watching you and Mark since 2018. Wow, I feel dated here. I think this is like the 3-year anniversary of the YouTube channel. So smash the like button for that one, because it has been over 3 years. I think the first video ever was before I went away to Memorial Day weekend in Vermont 3 years ago in 2018. So,
well, we launched DSU that same year, right? Yeah. 2018. So yeah, it's been 3 full years. Yeah,
they've been drop shipping on Shopify, Amazon. I want to get back into eBay though. It might as well. There's no reason not to. What should you look for when hiring a VA for Facebook Marketplace? Just that they're
competent,
willing to work on their own, and just you'll realize
honesty, competency, and can they work semi-autonomously, meaning self-directed, basically.
Timeliness, anything like that.
Yeah.
I used Octoparse again after the YouTube video last year. Yes, I've used it a decent amount recently. It's a pretty powerful tool. They did update it, so I kind of got confused. but we're good to go.
Your boy over here learned how to use it in one day.
Yeah, but if you learn how to use it a year ago, then learn it today, it's actually changed quite a lot. So
I was honestly disappointed by the fact that you have to pay a lot to have it scheduled to run operations.
Nothing in this world's free, Jason. Come on. I want to start eBay dropshipping. I'm afraid to get banned for no reason, like many people. Many people get banned because of a reason, then they say it's no reason. Let's be honest. They'll always try to say, oh, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. But in reality, a lot of it is an issue that they could have easily avoided. I'm banned from PayPal. If I open an eBay account, do I still need a PayPal account? See, it's something like that. Yes, you most likely will, unless they ask for managed payments. You can call them and try to force it to manage payments on your account, and hopefully that will work. But I don't know. I sell little stuff on eBay. I like more in-depth training on eBay. Check my YouTube channel. There's a bunch of in-depth. Can you drop Jason and Noah's YouTube links? Jason is the bearded drop shipper, and Noah, just type in Noah's name because I don't know what his channel actually is named off the top of my head, but just type in Noah Mincis. I don't know how to pronounce it either, but it's Mincis. So that should get you there, Lance. I want to know what the best way to get your VA to be able to use the account not banned. I heard VPN, then VPS, or both.
You could also use TeamViewer as well.
TeamViewer or some sort of remote desktop into your own computer, that works as well. It's really about the way that you want to set it up. There's no one size fits all solution here. It's really up to what you think will work the best. People are running. I've had VAs running on my eBay account for however many years, 4 years, and they've never used a VPN. And we've never had any issues. So I mean, it's really up to what level of security you want or what steps you want to take. Can I start eBay wholesale without having an LLC and outside the USA? Do you want to answer that one, Jason?
I mean, it's not going to be easy to be doing eBay dropshipping on ebay.com outside of the USA if you don't have an LLC because you don't have an EIN number. In order to get accepted by most legitimate legitimate wholesale suppliers, you need to have an EIN number, and therefore, if you don't have the things that require you to have an EIN, you're not going to be accepted. So, unless you want to be doing dropshipping in whatever country that you're in, right? You can do it in Canada, whatever country you might be in, eBay UK. You can look into doing it that way. But I know we have a lot of international students who have managed to find a way to acquire an EIN or an international tax identification number, and therefore they were able to get all the other legal documents required to get accepted by wholesale suppliers. So you can do it. There's a lot of internationals that can.
It's very true. So Tiffany says adult toys are going away in June. Cody says that Fox, I'm guessing FBM Fox has more automation. Just saying, I don't know. I might check it out. Health supplements sell well on eBay. I would honestly try to stay away from them, although I know that they do sell well. The reason why they definitely sell well is because of the fact that people get banned or in trouble for selling them or get the items taken down because health products raise concerns of whether they're FDA approved or not. Hitting 2K net a week on Marketplace so far, been good. I hope that's profit, but it might just be sales. Either way, you'll be good. I mean, it's good either way. So congratulations. This one I don't understand whatsoever. My eBay store got suspended after selling globes that have North and South America flipped upside down relative to the rest of the earth.
Look at their username. Do you think they're trolling you? Because I
would hope so. I miss eBay. Me too. No, not really. I'm still on it. 2 VAs are listing new items on my eBay store. An entire product research is through Zick, but the listings I list today get sniped and they don't sell a month or two later. Any tips? It's just consistent growth, dude. Like, you can't stop sniping. It's never going to stop. It's just something that it happens.
It's a cycle of life on platforms.
I had 2 returns on Facebook with no notice this week. Has anybody had this happen? What do you mean no notice? Like, the return just opened up, or you just got items sent back to your household without anybody telling you? Because you should at least be talking to the person and hopefully being able to address their issue before any of that happens. Thanks for the answers. I'm waiting on LLC. I think it will help chances to get wholesale account. It will definitely.
100%. I don't know. I don't think many wholesale suppliers are going to want to work with you if you're sole proprietor or don't have any legal structure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they will, but it's just more. Why make it harder for yourself?
Yeah.
Meetup in Mexico, says Ecom Tomcat. If you want to set it up, I mean, we could meet up in Costa Rica where they have land of monkeys on their dollars and sharks on their dollars. I have these in front of me right now, and sloths on their dollars. Big Perezoso guy, but. Yeah, I don't know.
Or we could meet up in Las Vegas and go gamble all the Costa Rican dollars at the slot machines or play blackjack.
You're like a baller when you walk around, you're like 10,000.
I think the people like the idea of Vegas better, just saying.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't have a meetup in Mexico just because Mexico's so corrupt. And like, if we had people go off and get drunk or something, then they get arrested or something. Like,
liability.
I don't want to deal with that. Because it's not out of the realm of possibility. You can easily get arrested in Mexico for no reason.
Right.
And I just don't think that I want to deal with anything like that. I don't see your VA course after clicking the link. Is it available and is it on sale?
So basically, the VA course is at the checkout. It's going to be either a bump offer, which means it's an add-on, or it'll be post checkout. So if you purchase a course, you'll get offered a one-time discount for the virtual assistant course. But you can also access it from our website, dropshippinguniversity.com. And further down the page, you'll see all of the products listed. So you can get it multiple different ways. Or just message us on Instagram. We'll send you the direct link.
Yeah. There's some law they're trying to pass. I think this is what the big Chungus guy was talking about. I have no idea. Pass requiring sellers to disclose their suppliers. I read, do you think that's going to kill retail dropshipping? Not sure what the law is called. I read about it. I don't know. This is something I feel like I was supposed to read something that I just didn't see. And it was this morning when I saw it. I don't know. Well, I have more to follow on that. More to follow.
They've also been trying to erase student debt for the last 15 years, and that hasn't seemed to have happened. So I'll hold my breath and see when it actually gets passed as a law.
Yeah. Also, any experience with the European sales boost? I've never heard of this. That you get on featured eBay store. Thanks for all the help. Do you know what that is?
No, never heard of it.
Hi guys. If I wanted to drop ship on Facebook Marketplace via AliExpress, I wouldn't because you have to upload tracking numbers within 3 days, and it's not going to be possible. I have a meeting with your accountant referral Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, they're honestly really nice. They'll be able to help you out with all your tax needs, and that's why we put them in our course, because neither of us are CPAs, but we work with them, and they've been able to help us out a ton in the last couple of years, and I can vouch for them personally.
Yeah. So in regards to sniping, what do you do with items that have been sniped and are no longer selling well? End and relist. I mean, eventually, if you want to track them all, if you have enough time to keep track of all your items that were sniped and it's not selling well, then you don't have enough items listed. Let's be honest. Eventually, if they don't sell for a long time, then yeah, you can go ahead and delete them and then maybe relist them. I've done experiments where items that had no watchers and no sales in like 90 days, I deleted and relisted and they made sales. But there's no specific science to it. It's really about, like, do you have the time to do this? And do you really think that it's worthwhile for your store? You were asking about how to hit $50,000 in sales from 10. That's not it. It's going to be listing more items. Simple as that. How do your drop ship listings on Amazon seller to higher views? I don't know. Lower your price on Amazon, you'll get more views. I'm assuming that's what the question means. And if you want to do Facebook Marketplace in the UK, can I still sell worldwide, like on eBay, or only to people in the UK? You don't even have the shipping option in the UK, so you'll only still be able to sell to people in your local area, which you would have to facilitate through PayPal or Cash App or whatever you guys have there, because I thought Venmo was universal, and I realized it's not, so I don't know what there is in the UK. But that's what you have to do. You don't have the shipping option yet. I don't know when Facebook plans to roll it out, but they do eventually, I hope so. That's about it. I mean, that's what we have for questions so far that I see. So, lastly, like I've said, be sure to smash that like button. Let's get this video out to as many people as possible. We got a 40% discount going on right now for any training out there. The link is down in the description. I tried to add a comment. I don't know where they went. I couldn't even add a comment. I have no idea. Maybe I was just blind, but if not, we'll pin the comment there.
Link is in the description. 40% off, people.
And
I know you guys are interested in the wholesale dropshipping stuff because there's been a lot of questions in the last couple lives and nobody else really talks about it. So if you want a full training, it's going to save you a ton of time and effort. Check out the eBay wholesale dropshipping. course. And yeah, I mean, 40% off till I believe Monday night.
So that's about it. Thank you all very much. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next live. Thank you all.